have breaking news tonight at 11 out of Hartford. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm Audrey Kuchin.
And I'm Brent Harden. Smoke still billowing out of a building on Hamilton Street in Hartford.
And 2 firefighters were hurt while fighting those flames. For the very latest, let's check in live with Javon Vital. He is at the scene right now. Javon.
Yeah, that's right, Brent. Audrey, still a very active scene at this hour as apparatus and a lot of firefighters are still trying to battle the flames that are coming out of that 3-story house. You can see it there. Firefighters up on that tower ladder right now shooting water into that 3-story building. We understand this fire began around 7:30 earlier this evening, and it quickly became a second alarm fire where 12 companies had to come on scene here to the home on Hamilton Street right near the corner of Zion Street. Now, we do understand that this 3-story home is vacant, so luckily no one was inside. However, 2 firefighters were injured during the course of fighting this fire. What happened was fire crews arrived on the scene. They went inside to make sure that no one was there, and unfortunately they suffered minor injuries, according to the chief of the Hartford Fire Department. Things like leg injuries or injuries to your neck or your back. They've been taken to the hospital to be checked out, but are luckily expected to be okay. Now, as far as we understand, this building is also no stranger to firefighters, as they have responded to this location before to fight other fires. 12 companies here on the scene, along with 2 deputy fire chiefs, as well as the fire chief, and we had a chance to speak to him earlier today about how long they're going to be here on the scene.
Right now, right now, because we're in what's called a defensive mode, we got the tower ladders set up, and we're waiting for it just to vent through and just pour copious amounts of water on it and see if we can eventually extinguish itself out or we put it out.
Now, firefighters seem to be making progress. The thick smoke that we saw during the 10 o'clock hour has now dissipated to what appears to be a fine mist, and it seems the rain is certainly also playing a role in assisting firefighters to take on the flames and the thick, heavy smoke that was blowing through here earlier. No word on whether or not this is suspicious, but the fire marshal is here on the scene and will continue to investigate as crews prepare for what will be a very long night. Reporting live in Hartford tonight, Javon Vital, Fox, Connecticut.
After weeks of emotional testimony, it took less than 2 days of deliberation, and now a jury in Massachusetts made its decision in the Boston Marathon bombing trial.
21-year-old Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is found guilty of all 30 charges against him. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev showed no emotion as he learned a jury was holding him responsible for the attacks that killed 3 people and hurt more than 260. An MIT police officer was also shot and killed a few days later. Victims and their families packed into the courtroom to hear the verdict. They say they see the result as a victory.
I'm just grateful to have the team that did the work to make sure that the right outcome happened. And I don't want to carry the anger.
In the wake of the verdict, people gathered near the Boston Marathon finish line to lay flowers and share their thoughts.
The terror and just the awfulness that we went through it's not right. So I'm glad that those victims are getting justice.
Now, this same jury will turn its attention to the sentencing. 17 of the 30 counts carry a possible penalty of death. Legal experts say that phase could last up to a month.
There will be victim impact statements, more evidence and witnesses from the prosecution, and then a whole case put on by the defense. One juror is all that the defense needs in order to save their client's life.
Massachusetts does not have the death penalty, but because this is a federal case, the jury does have the power to sentence Tsarnaev to death.
Still no verdict in the Aaron Hernandez murder trial. The second day of jury deliberations is wrapped up. The 12 jurors were sent home at 4:30 this afternoon. So far, they've spent 9 hours over 2 days trying to decide if they should convict the Bristol native. Hernandez is charged with the 2013 killing of Odin Lloyd, who was dating his fiance's sister at the time.
Chilly one today, a chilly day on tap tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. There's a small chance for some ice early in the morning. For the details, we check in with Rachel Frank, who's on the Weather Watch. Rach.
Yeah, guys, good news is not everybody is going to deal with icy conditions tomorrow morning. I guess that's not such good news if you live in the hills, though, because in the northwest and the northeast corners of the state, especially in the higher elevations, we could wake up to a slippery start to the day. I want to show you temperatures right now. Most of the state in the middle and upper 30s. New Britain at 35, 37 in East Lyme. Again, it's as you head up towards Salisbury, up towards Tallinn. Joey has already tweeted in saying that he is close to 31 degrees with some freezing rain developing there. So that's certainly going to be a concern as we head into tomorrow morning. Again, some of those temperatures up in the higher elevation. So there's a winter weather advisory just to the north for that combination of snow, sleet, freezing rain. Again, for us, it's just heavy rain right now in northern areas where temperatures are below freezing. That could leave an icy glaze. And also a couple of sleet pellets are possible from time to time as well. The heaviest stuff is coming down right now as you head toward the Suffield, Enfield, Summers area, right along I-91 at this point. And again, the biggest concern will be the areas that I've highlighted for you here. Low temperatures tonight dropping back into the 30s with rain, a couple of sleet pellets, and again, the chance for some freezing rain in the northwest and the northeast hills. Last day of this muck, the clouds, the cooler temperatures, and then a rebound. Talk about it, full forecast in just a bit.
To do that 10 times in a row, be 10-0 in national championship games, it's too big for me to think about it.
Absolutely remarkable.
Tonight, the Huskies are back home after winning their 10th NCAA national title.
So exciting. The women arrived in stores and were met with a champion's welcome. Fox Connecticut's Javon Vital brings us the highlights.
From this to this to this. What a time to be a Husky. Jonathan was among the scores of people who braved the cold and rain to welcome back the 2015 Women's NCAA basketball champions, the Yukon Huskies.
It's awesome because, we were watching the game last night, and, obviously we couldn't be in Tampa, so to see them here, it's just great.
The team flew into Bradley International Airport Wednesday afternoon and proceeded directly to campus, where the team not only came in with style, but also came with the most coveted prize in women's college basketball.
It's an unbelievable experience, and it's difficult to describe, but the fact that, so much excitement and happiness because of, we were able to really get what we wanted, and we worked hard for it.
The team gathered on the steps of Gamble Pavilion for a brief ceremony complete with giant Genos and a perfect 10. A homecoming that also brought home a lot of memories from the prior night.
It was something that I haven't felt in a long, long time. Maybe because the other championships recently have been, the games have kind of been over, long before the final buzzer. This one, we had to earn it all the way to the end, and it was extra special.
And although the resume for this team is now updated and the hardware is back where it belongs, there is one thing that's never changed for this crew: the heartfelt thanks to the Huskies who stuck with them.
They're an integral part of what we do, the students, and it means a lot. It means a lot to the faculty here, I hope. It means a lot to the fans. It means a lot to the students, to our alumni, around the country to get to brag about it. It affects a lot more people than we think.
Reporting in stores, Javon Vital, Fox Connecticut.
A South Carolina police officer charged with murder, the latest on the case out of North Charleston tonight.
And a violent night in a quiet South Windsor neighborhood. We have details coming up.